Hey everybody, welcome to Live Sunday Cruise News. First time in a few weeks we've been live. I think it's a few weeks. I don't even know. It's so hard to keep up anymore. So here we are, live from rainy, cloudy, cold Philadelphia. I came home on Friday from my cruise. I got home Friday evening. Excuse me. And it was 80 degrees out, and now it's 50, and it's going down below freezing tonight. I have no idea what's going on with the weather here. Weather is crazy. So welcome everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. We're deep into playoff season here. So if you're watching sports, I'm not acknowledging that the Phillies are playing because they're not. But the Flyers here in Philly, the Sixers are both in the playoffs. It's not going to go well for the Sixers. But Flyers did beat the Penguins last night. So here we go. We got a good amount of cruise news today to get into. I'll talk a little bit about my cruise on Radiance of the Seas. I'm going to do my review and debrief tomorrow, so we'll get into that more. Fred and Lisa, good morning to you guys. Hope you are doing well. Rob Harvey, good morning to you. Hope everything's going well for you guys. Charlie is dreaming about his next cruise. Same. I'm always dreaming about my next cruise, even though I just got off a quick little 4-day cruise. Deb Stein, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Leslie Trent, good morning. Hope everything's going well for you. Charlie said, what search engines do you recommend for browsing cruises? So, Charlie, that's a good question. I don't know because I use internal tools all the time where I can see, same thing as like flights and stuff. People always ask me, it's a great question, actually. People always ask me, like, where do I look for flights? And it's really difficult for me because I see flights on the back end where I don't get like the changing of prices and different things like that because I'm seeing static. It doesn't matter. Like if you look for, like if you go to an aggregator like Expedia or Kayak or any of those sites and you look for something, the next time you look, it might change again or the algorithm might change, pricing might change. For me, I'm always seeing things static on the back end. I know that a lot of people use a bunch of different websites to look for cruises, but I don't know. It's a really good question. If you ever want like agnostic pricing, just email me. Even if you have like a list of cruises or cruise lines or different things, I can send you whatever the like moment in time is for those cruises. I don't mind doing it at all, whatever anybody needs. Denny B, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. John D, hello. How are you doing? Hope everything's going well. Tony C, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Gray Gooser, good morning. Leslie Trent said that's Pennsylvania weather, hoodies and shorts. Yeah, crazy weather. Crazy here. Calls for rain today, too, which is terrible. Matt Ryan, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Tim McNeil, happy Sunday to you guys. Hope everything is going well for you. We got a good amount of cruise news today. Like I said, I just got off of Radiance of the Seas. Pro tip, lots of kids on that ship. I don't know why. I know we're still kind of in spring break territory here, but there were over 500 kids on my cruise this past week. It wasn't bad. They weren't disruptive, but it's just not a great ship. Like I really feel that more people need to talk to travel agents before they book their cruises, because you're going to get some better advice and maybe it'll wind up being a better experience for you. So one of the things that I noticed is, yes, there were 500 kids on board the ship. I'm sure people had a nice time. But there's nothing for kids to do on Radiance of the Seas. I mean, little kids can go to kids club and do arts and crafts and all those cute things. That's great. But if you are an older kid or a teenager, I can't imagine that's a great ship for you. There's really nothing to do there. Can't even gamble. You can't spend all your time in the casino like I did. But you could, I'm sure everybody still had a good time, but there were 500 and some kids on board. I was talking to the cruise director staff, very interesting. So they did something a little different too, because there were so many kids on board, because they're trying to cut back on germs and different things. Most of the items in the buffet were served. So drinks and everything, they did a very good job of making sure people couldn't touch as many things. Still could get most of the food, but there were things sectioned off a little bit more, I noticed, in the Windjammer, which is really interesting. But 500 kids is a lot on a ship with 2,500 people. So, but they were fine, other than the normal stuff where you couldn't get in a hot tub, like unless you went into the solarium, you couldn't get into any of the hot tubs or anything, just all kids. But that's normal. You're on a family cruise. You can't complain about it. Jimmy C, good morning to you. Hope everything's well out there in New York. Lisa DeLuca, good morning. Happy Sunday. Felicia, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Sandy, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I was thinking about you while I was in the casino on Radiance, spending my time in there trying to get a free cruise, which I did. So my new methodology is pretty strong. So I don't go all in on day one. I kind of just pace myself. So I go in there like day one, I see what's going on. I try to get a feel for if, certain areas are buzzing a little bit more. I play a little bit, try to relax and see what happens. Day two, I lean into it a little bit, see what's going on. And then I plot my progress. I try to build up a little bankroll, and then I try to go for it. So I'm always trying to build up on low volatility machines, get a little more of a bankroll, and then play a little higher dollar amounts to try to build up my points and get a free cruise. I got there. It went well. I didn't lose much money, which is very good. Got the free cruise. We'll get a ton more offers. It's a pretty solid methodology. And remember, if you do book casino cruises, I can still book your casino cruises for you. Actually, they released something new on Royal and Celebrity this week where I can have direct access, so I can tell you if you have offers too, which is kind of cool. Pretty interesting. But it's like extra steps for you, so I wouldn't ask anybody to do it. But it's easy to do if anybody did do it. I'll do it so that I can see my own on the back end. Lauren Dugan, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Happy Sunday. Hope everything's going well. Let's get into some cruise news. So we have this first bit of cruise news. This person sued Carnival. They got awarded $300,000. It is going to get appealed. This person got served 14 shots of tequila before they had a serious fall on board. She's a 45-year-old nurse from California. She sued Carnival. It took 18 months to litigate this case. She was on Carnival Radiance in January of 2024. She was served 14 shots between 3 o'clock in the evening, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and 11:37 in the evening. Around 12 o'clock at night, she fell, had a concussion, headaches, possible traumatic brain injury, back injuries, tailbone injuries, whatever, the whole thing. Her lawyers claiming that the ship's bartender should have stopped serving her once she became visibly intoxicated. My whole feeling on this is you have to be responsible for your drinking. Everybody complains, everybody I talk to complains about the 15 drink limit, saying 15 drinks, it's not that many drinks over a 24-hour period, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then things like this happen, and then people sue the cruise line because you gave me too many drinks. So either we're going to have to stop people if they look visibly intoxicated, which I agree with. You should probably not serve people. But these cruise lines seem to have such a problem standing up to people because they don't want any conflict of any kind. And I see it all the time. I see it all the time with people, we talk about it all the time, people smoking and vaping all around the ship where they're not supposed to be doing that. Nobody says anything. We have all the chair incidents, right? In the hogging the chairs and everything. They don't say anything. They have dress codes. They don't enforce them. They have policies. They don't enforce them. I saw on Radiance, I said there was a lot of kids on board, and in the solarium, which is 18 and older, there was just a ton of kids in the solarium, and they just don't say anything, which either have rules or just don't have rules. But if you're going to have rules, they should be enforced. So I don't know. It's really difficult with the drinking thing. I think you should stand by the fact that if somebody looks visibly intoxicated, you should stop serving them. It's just going to create fights and stuff. It's just insane. But you're an adult. If you're drinking, your family, your friends should know to cut you off. They don't. They feel like you're on a ship. You're not going to be driving. What's the big deal? You could sleep it off. It is still super dangerous. So, whatever. I mean, it's not going to change, but they will continue to have issues like this until something happens, and then they're going to get strict about it. Charlie said, oh, John's developing a strategy for a sign of a problem. You're probably not wrong. So true. The Furies are here. Good morning from Brian, Jamie, and baby James. Just pulled in the driveway after a magical week on the Meraviglia, on the last sailing of the Meraviglia. I hope you guys had an amazing time. That is awesome, Jamie. I'm glad you guys had a really nice time. Hope you guys had a safe trip back. Everything was nice. Welcome back to crappy weather. It's going to be crappy for a few days. Lisa said, absolutely, a nurse is an educated person who should be able to determine this on their own. Agreed. Completely agreed. But it's so much easier to blame someone else until they cut you off and then you sue them because you're supposed to be able to have 15 drinks. It's a no-win situation. Fred and Lisa said, that's crazy. 14 of them, that's on her. Agreed. Agreed. Crew is afraid to get a negative review. It's true. And not only are they afraid to get negative reviews, they're afraid to cause any kind of conflict because they don't want people to not come back. I get it. As a business owner, I get it. I get it. There's times where I talk to clients and you put up with things that you normally wouldn't put up with. But sometimes you got to draw the line, and it's for safety or for whatever reason. I did see, absolutely funny enough, on this cruise, there was a large family, maybe like 8 people, and they were pretty obnoxious throughout the whole cruise, which is no big deal. I'm just saying they weren't causing fights, but they were definitely, everybody knew who this group of people were. They were having a very good time, which is awesome. Have a great time. No big deal. They were very loud, very boisterous, and you saw them. They would go through the casino. They were yelling and screaming, whatever. They're having a good time. It's fine. So on day 2, if you don't know, if you are in a suite, a grand suite or above, you can eat breakfast at Chops on the smaller, older ships. They don't have a coastal kitchen. Obviously, on the newer ships, there's a coastal kitchen. If you're in a suite, grand suite or above, you could eat at coastal kitchen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're in a junior suite, you could eat there for dinner. And again, it comes down to like if it's busy, if it's not busy, whatever. So if you're in a grand suite or above, you could eat in Chops for breakfast. This group of people, I was doing some work at the Schooner Bar, which is where Chops is. They went to Chops for breakfast. They went in there. There was only about 5 people in Chops. They said, hey, we have like 8 or 10 people, whatever it was. And the maitre d' said, you can't eat breakfast here. This is for suites or above. And they're like, we're in a suite. We're in a junior suite. And they're like, doesn't count. And those people were pissed. And they were like, we're going to cancel our dinner reservations for Chops. We're not coming back here. We'll never cruise on Royal again. It's a really dramatic response to not being able to eat breakfast in Chops. Like, you're not getting, I think some people don't realize it's the same food that you would get in the dining room. Just go to the dining room. It's not super fancy. You're not getting, gold-plated Eggs Benedict. Just relax. Go eat at the dining room. It's fine. You'll be fine. It wasn't that crowded. But normally, I don't even see that. They would normally just be like, just let it go and let them eat there. Charlie said, I'm going to sue the buffet because I ate too much and got fat. Same concept, right? It really is. She's an adult and a nurse, too. Agreed, Mark. Totally agreed. Frank, good morning. NCL has accepted my investor benefit request. Good. I'm glad. I was guessing it was probably just going to take a little while, but I'm glad that they actually accepted it and everything's good. So that's great. Marcy said, I think she should be ashamed to blame everyone but herself. Agreed. But this is what happens, right? People get hurt or something happens and then they immediately lash out because they know they can get money. They know they could sue. And it just becomes a problem. Lana Michelle, good morning. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Next up, let's talk about MSC. MSC has announced they will be opening up Sandy Key, which is the one that's right next to Ocean Key, that they're building in 2028. This is going to be for Yacht Club guests and Explora Journey guests only. So fancy schmancy people only are allowed. Everyone else, stick to your Ocean Key. It is nice. It'll open up more opportunities and spaces for normies on the Ocean Key part of it. And it'll allow you, if you are in the Yacht Club or an Explora, to have a little bit more of an upscale opportunity for you. So I think it's a win-win. It's great. Doesn't bother me at all. I think it's great. Cruising Nurse, good morning. Hope you're having a great weekend. Kimco Pat, good morning. Looking forward to Seashore on May 31st. I hope you have a great time on Seashore. Seashore is an awesome ship. I like Seascape and Seashore a ton. In the like MSC classes of ships, those are my two favorite ships, even more so than World America. There's just something unique and different. World America is very much like Oasis, right? It looks very similar to Oasis, has a similar feel, has the promenade, has all those different things. I'm so sorry for coughing. But there's something about Seascape and Seashore. I just love the configuration of the ships. I love the Le Cabaret Rouge part of it. There's all different things I love about it. So I think it's really, really great. So that's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Lana said, love Ocean Key. Hope they don't add too much more to it. I don't think they're going to add more. I think they're going to remove the yacht club part of it, which should open up more beach space and maybe use that restaurant for something interesting over there. Who knows? Denny B said, I love the idea of Sandy Key. Can't wait. Yeah, it's really nice. I think it's really nice. Charlie said, we have to rent beach chairs there? I don't think so. I think for the yacht club people, that's going to be included. And the Explorer Journey people. You might still have to rent the chairs on Ocean Key, but not over there. So Norwegian had a milestone this week. Norwegian Aura floated out for the first time, being built, which is a great, great, great achievement for that. It means it's, progressing along the right path. Aura will be out next year. We have Luna out this year, Aqua out last year, Aura out next year. It's a really exciting time for new ships. Tons of fun new ships that are coming out. All right, let's talk about the Philadelphia debacle. I've updates from Alex, who is on the Jewel currently. Obviously, Tony's on there, Don's on there. Lots of people talking about it. Alex said, I had a great time in Philly, eating at different spots and learning more about the city and history. He did a walkable city tour. Everybody was really friendly to tourists. He said, maybe I didn't run into too many Eagles fans. Look, Philadelphia people are very friendly. I think you get a little bit of a bad rap about Philly. Philly's a very lovely, welcoming city. We're just a little gruff. And if you push people or you're mean to them, it's going to be way worse coming back. But people are generally very friendly here. Alex said, embarkation was less than ideal. No issues with check-in, security, and walking up to the ship. That was all fine. They did a pretty good job at keeping embarkation and disembarkation people separate. He said the biggest issue was obtaining bus tickets and communication. We got there around 11:30. We were done check-in by 12. They were giving out bus tickets at check-in. They ran out of them as Alex was checking in. Once I got the bus ticket, mine was bus X, and they were only on bus D. At some point, they said, screw the tickets, and just started letting people on the buses. In short, I didn't get on the ship until 4:30. So we sat at check-in from 12 to 4:30. I think it sailed around 7 p.m. Should have been like 4:30. People should have been queued in chairs and then released each row as the buses came back to pick up the next group. Buses were traveling in groups, so 200 to 300 people would go, and then you had to wait 20, 25 minutes for the buses to come back. A couple other items of note that he had was there were only a few buses that were ADA or scooter friendly, so less than ideal to travel with a scooter, and there wasn't much help when you got to the terminal with mobility issues. And they didn't serve any drinks, alcohol drinks, until 30 minutes after we left port. That's a PA. Same stuff happens sometimes in New York and stuff. That's a Pennsylvania law with drinking. I don't know why or what the complete story is there, but I knew that was part of the thing. Hope said maybe the MSC original island will be renamed Gen Pop Key. So funny. Yes, Gen Pop Key. And then fancy schmancy protective custody key over there for the fancy people. Cruising Nurse, I can't wait to sell on Aura next October. I'm looking forward to Aura. I'm looking forward to Luna next month. Judy and I are sailing on Luna next month. Very, very excited about it. Dan from Cruise Tubers is on Luna right now. I think he's getting home today or tomorrow. So we'll talk to him about that as well. Next up, let's talk about MSC. MSC Poesia is renovated and all ready to go for Alaska. It's done its dry dock in Malta. It's now shooting across the Atlantic and going to get ready for the inaugural season in Alaska, which is very, very cool. Next up in cruise news, we have an interesting one. Emma Cruises, which everybody knows Emma Cruises, is involved with a new travel agency. So I think Emma used to book through a travel agent before, because I know she used to recommend a travel agent. But Emma, who was involved in creating the Cruise Globe, if you haven't checked out the Cruise Globe, it's really cool, where you can get your cruise map of what your cruise is. You can get little cruise cards of if you've been on a cruise. And you can also build your portfolio with all the cruises that you've been on, how many nautical miles you've sailed, how many ships you've been on, how many days at sea. It'll show you all that information. She is going to be starting a travel agency with Matt Jones and Will Ellison, who started the Cruise Globe. She has over 425,000 YouTube subscribers now. Cruise Globe launched in 2025, and they have 135,000 users already on that app, which is awesome. So they're going to be spinning up a travel agency there. Very, very cool and very interesting. Norwegian Cruise Line next up. So they had one ship. This is really interesting to me because Norwegian does really well in keeping their ships clean. And for all the things that people don't like about Norwegian, they generally rank very high. Their ships are either 100 or somewhere near the top in cleanliness through the CDC vessel sanitation program. So Norwegian Dawn scored an 84, which is slightly below the threshold for passing of 86. But the good news is, after the inspection took place on March 29th, they said that immediately the crew had improved or fixed a majority of those issues. So next time it shouldn't be an issue, which is great. Tony Diaz, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Tony, join us in the sadness that is the baseball season, because the Phillies and the Mets are both terrible. So welcome. Brett Parnell just got off the Escape today. Now to start planning the next one. Always planning the next cruise. It's the best way to do it. Speaking of MSC, somebody's got to pay for this new island. So they are raising their gratuities again. They're going up $1 per night for standard cabins and $3 per person per night for yacht club stateroom. So gratuities going up again. If you would like to get around that and you have a cruise coming up, please prepay your gratuities. If you prepay them now, you could get out of this raise once it goes into effect. Because once it goes into effect, if you haven't prepaid your gratuities, you're going to be, out of luck, and you're going to have to do it. Lisa said, read about Emma was looking for U.S. affiliate agents to be part of her network. Would that be something you could or would consider? Possibly, Lisa. Who knows? Never say never, right? Who knows what happens? But sure, she's got a huge brand. That'd be awesome. I'm sure it'd be really fun. So, interesting news. Malta flagged cruise ship, which is the Celestial Discovery, has made its way. It's the first cruise ship through the Strait of Hormuz since everything started happening over there. So it did get out and is going to be getting back. It was docked there for 47 days, which is a nightmare. Peter and Melinda, that are on the live stream all the time, they were scheduled to go on the Celestial Discovery later this month. That cruise got canceled. All of the April cruises got canceled. It is ship is sailing towards Oman. It should be there yesterday. It should have gotten there. And there's nothing going on. There are no people on the ship. It is strictly just crew. So that was the first ship through. And Euribia, MSC Euribia, has officially gone through and cleared the Strait of Hormuz as well. And now they've reinstated all of the cruises. They were on hold. But it's going to set sail from Northern Europe May 16th. So May 16th will kick off its official next season. They just canceled those departures. They've reinstated them, and they're going to be ready to go on that. So that is very, very good news. Very, very good news. Tony said, who needs the Mets when you have the Knicks? Hope my dad didn't hear that. Well, Tony, congratulations to you for having the Knicks, because we have the Sixers, and we will be out of the playoffs in about 4 games, thanks to the Boston Celtics. So at least you guys are beating the Hawks. It's a good start. We have a Flyer. The Flyers beat the Penguins last night, so we'll take something. We have something going on. Ovation of the Seas got a new, fresh upgrade. It is returned to service. Matt Hochberg did a full article about it yesterday. If you want to see the pictures of all the upgrades, you can go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com and check it out. Got amplified, got a bunch of new things done to it. One of the users that follows Royal Caribbean Blog did a bunch of pictures and sent them over to Matt. Giovanni's Italian Kitchen has replaced Jamie's Italian, which is very, very similar, in my opinion. They're both very good. On the Royal Esplanade, Starbucks has taken over that little La Patisserie that was there. That was like a little cafe. It is now a full Starbucks store that you can go in there. It will have Starbucks drinks, all your Starbucks snacks and those things. Drink packages don't work at Starbucks, remember that. But you could use your Starbucks card if you want. You just don't get points while you're on the ship. They added the pesky parrot bar on board, which they're adding to a lot of ships, which I like. It is replacing the bionic bar. I think we're all over the bionic bar at this point. It was a fun concept when I first saw it on Anthem, and then I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. It's fun when you take people on and they see the bionic bar for the first time, and then you're like, all right, enough. It's a, robot that builds drinks. It's great. So that's there. That's very fun. And there are some other fun updates that you will see around the ship. They added Izumi teppanyaki. That's really fun. So now you don't have just Izumi sushi, you have teppanyaki as well. And there's a few other things. Go check out Ovation. Check out the pictures on Matt's website. Very, very fun. Lisa said hard pass on sailing through Hormuz. Yeah, I'm not going through there anytime soon. I would not recommend. Pass. Friendly said, go Knicks. There you go. Tony said, Matt who? Don't know what you're talking about. Louis said, try being a Chicago fan right now. Look, it's not great. Your football team's on the rise. The Bulls are just a disaster. Disaster. Frank Connor became a member of the channel. Frank, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that. So we have memberships on the channel. You can become a member. It helps the channel a lot. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. That is fantastic. Last up for today, Royal Caribbean Group officially announces the Royal Caribbean Group Foundation. So this is a formal expansion of the commitment to strengthening ocean communities around the world. The foundation's focus is on education. It has an inaugural pledge going towards cutting-edge emergency medicine at Jackson Health System. They have a Royal Caribbean Group Foundation Emergency Medicine Residency Program, and it's going to help future physicians in South Florida. This is really great that they are doing more charitable things. God knows they're charging enough money, and they're making enough money. So at least they're doing, putting things into a good place. Thank God. Tony Diaz said the Cubbies are doing good. Well, they're doing better than the Phillies and the Mets for sure. And even, most of the other, baseball's wild right now. So that is it. That is our cruise news for today. Tomorrow, I will have my review and debrief of my Royal Caribbean Radiance of the Seas cruise. I had a very nice time. I'm leaning towards 3 and 4 day cruises are too short. Sometimes 7. If I'm by myself, 7's too long. 5 is I think a really good sweet spot for me. You get away from the booze cruise. You can still go cool places, but it's not as drawn out as 7. So 5 is going to be my perfect, but I like it. They're all great. John D'Angelo said, how do we break it to Matt that Royal is copying MSC this time? He's going to be beside himself. Look, it's the only time Royal has copied MSC on a foundation thing. On the foundation thing. Otherwise, it's all MSC copying Royal. And look, it's not even MSC copying Royal. MSC, I swear, just has agents out there on all the different cruise ships. It's actually a brilliant philosophy because they're just going out there and they're finding out what works and then they're doing it. So they did, hey, specialty dining is great that they pulled from Norwegian. Let's do that. Let's copy the Royal ship layout. It's pretty funny. Tony said most little leaguers are doing better than the Mets right now. It's fair. It's very fair. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. I will be live Wednesday with AJ. I think AJ's around. Yep. So we'll be live on Wednesday for our standard Wednesday cruise show. Tomorrow will be the review and debrief, and then I'll have a bunch of things coming out. I still have a few celebrity silhouette videos. My internet on board did not allow me to get my other stuff uploaded, so I have a little bit of backlog. I couldn't get things out for a few days. It's the longest I ever went without posting on YouTube, which is really interesting in a couple years. So that's it for today. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day.